Alright. Alright guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine. I don't know where to start really, actually. This is probably my 5th attempt at doing this video because my half brother keeps bloody coming in, knocking on the door, pestering me. I've got this light bouncing off my face now, this little ring light, so you can probably see all the sort of, I don't know, shininess coming off the face. Feels a bit shiny. Anyway, so I don't know where to start with this actually. I'll probably have to start at the beginning about this. So at the time, right, around probably 2018, mid 2018 going to 2019, I bought the Oculus. I think the Oculus Quest 1 came out around about 2018 if I remember rightly. It might have been 2017. I don't think it was 2017 though. I think it was around about 2018 because I think 2019 was the Quest 2, I believe. Now we're talking about probably 3 years going back. So this is when I used to have the Quest 1. Now, what is the Quest? The Quest is basically a headset you put on your headset or head, and it's got like lenses inside, and it's basically virtual reality. It's a virtual reality headset. It's sort of standalone, so you don't need no computer. The computer's built inside, and it was great for the time. It was like, I think it was OLED screen built inside. So the blacks were really deep inside the headset. So basically with the contrast of really deep colours, really dark colours on them. And so I bought the Quest 1 when it first came out. I think it was like a 64 gigabyte if I remember rightly. I can't remember, it's been such a long time. I've tried powering that back on, but with a no ale, it just won't charge up now. It's not even charging and all that. It's probably the cell's gone off in the batteries or something, dead. Anyway, so getting to the point. So I don't know how long this will take me to sort of expand on it, but I might do it over a couple of videos. So around about 2018, yeah, 2018, I got the Oculus 1. This might be a while, this video, actually, because it goes, so you may as well get yourself some coffee, maybe pause it. So yeah, so 2018 came along. I got the VR headset, the Oculus Quest 1, which was fantastic for its time and all that. And I used to go into big screen. I still do from time to time. Big screen was my first home, basically. It was basically the foundation of where I used to go around talking to people. It's like a social app, basically, but you can watch movies with people, cinema movies and all that kind of stuff. So from that point on, all right, in 2018 all the way to 2019, 3 years on, right, 3 years going back, had quite a few friends going in and out, but we used to be in sort of different sort of groups. Like some of us would go over to the other groups from time to time, and then there'd be other nights where we used to go into other people's rooms to listen to music, have a chat and stuff, talk and all that kind of stuff. And it sort of went outwards, started spreading out. Like some of us split up, went to other groups. Other groups are doing sort of live streams in their room with music. So most of the time we used to spend a lot of time in the lobbies and all that. And it got to the point where I met this so-called friend of mine, who's basically the unknown. And I wonder why he came up with that name in the fucking first place, to be honest. But I've got my inklings and all that. But it was up to that point, 3 years going back, like, I met this girl who used to, not other girl, but met this girl, woman, I should say, woman friend. And it was all about, like, I mean, we used to sort of banter and stuff with everybody in that room and stuff, in big screen and all that. And, like, me and this unknown, we used to go into big screen a lot of times, night after night. Used to meet up there nearly every night, actually. And I used to bring my mum in stuff into them, and used to get my mum to put the headset on, talk to the boys and say hello and all that kind of stuff. Just like sort of courtesy call and all that to them, all that, to say hello and all that. And like, we had some great nights in there. Fucking fantastic nights and stuff. Some of the best nights of our lives in there. But these moments in life don't always like fester into things you want to sort of stay in motion with. You always like hope that at some point it would go into the sort of future and you'll still be friends maybe 10, 20, 30 years later on or something. I mean, some of my friends that I used to play on the Xbox back in 2008, we're still friends. We talk to each other from time to time on Facebook. And we still keep in contact with each other. And we have, like, great nights. Sometimes we do, like, sort of FaceTime with each other and all that. Sort of Facebook timing video calls. So, anyway, getting to this unknown. When, and I know who it is anyway and stuff, so, I mean, I've been doing my fucking Columbo shit for a while, and even though the unknown probably put down in there, oh, I don't know this guy and all that, and I'm like, bullshit, mate, I knew who you are anyway. But yeah, this is his way of trying to sort of get back at me and stuff. Like, I mean, come on, 3, 4 fucking months, 5 months, 6 months even. God, I mean, isn't he like sort of, shouldn't he have come back a bit like quicker or not? Fucking hell, Jesus Christ, Jesus H Christ. But anyway, so we used to go in big screen, make friends with each other. We used to have our own little groups and stuff, and there'd be nights where other groups would mix in, and we would do like mixing with other groups and stuff and that. And we used to go into the lobby most nights, where you used to have up to like I think 10, 15 people. I think at the time it was only around about 8 people in one lobby, but I think it's gone up to 12, 15 people now, roughly, give or take, with the new updates. And it does get a bit noisy in there. Trust me, guys and girls, it gets noisy as fuck in there. Especially with little youngsters in there as well. Anyway, so as the time goes on, right, this unknown, I met this woman friend in there as well. And used to banter with her as well. Used to banter a lot with her. And used to banter with the unknown as well. But it was like, at the time, I mean, we used to just take the piss out of each other. Or, like, because it was bantering, so we knew each other's sort of levels, basically. Certain points, certain degrees. We knew that we weren't really fucking sort of serious. We'd just take the piss out of each other, basically. That's what bantering is. Anyway, so one day we met this woman friend, and it was all through me doing my sort of Arnold voice. Who come on, get to the chamber, do it. Let us get to the chamber, do it. And it was at this time when this YouTuber friend of mine, actually, Mr. 4K Upscaler, fantastic guy, guys and girls. Definitely go and check him out. He's an awesome guy, he's an awesome friend. He does like a lot of live streams over his channel. And me and Mr. 4K, we used to go into big screen as well. And he used to put films on to watch and all that in 3D and all that kind of stuff. Fantastic. And I love his quality as well. The quality of the films, absolutely top-notch. Anyway, so I used to do like the Arnold voice in the lobby, and then Mr. 4K, he did his voice of Arnold, and there was this woman friend of mine. She used to come in on most nights and stuff and all that, because she'd just got the headset. She'd only just got the headset. I think she'd bought her husband a headset and herself a headset, and they had one each, but her husband didn't use it, so she used to come in a lot, most nights. I wouldn't say most nights, but pretty majority of the most nights. And how we became friends was because I used to do a lot of Arnold and stuff, and she used to love the Arnold voice and all that. Good morning, get to the job, and then she used laugh and all that. And lovely woman, though, lovely woman. And it, sort of a couple of years later, got in. We used to sort of. And to be honest, like I would say almost not on day one, but a few weeks later, we used to sort of like, 3 years going back, a few weeks from 3 years going back, right? We used to go into sort of FaceTime. I said to her, I said, oh, do you do Facebook? You got Facebook with it? And she goes, yeah, I've got Facebook. I said, well, do you want to do some, like, FaceTime with each other? And she goes, yeah, fine. And I said, that'd be cool then. So I set up, like, a Facebook time and stuff with her. And we spent most of our times in there for 3 years, on and off. We used to sort of, like, not every night, but majority of the week when she wasn't working, we'd sort of, like... come on to FaceTime with each other, talk to each other. And my mum used to sit there over in the corner of the bed there, and she used to listen in and all that kind of stuff. And then my mum used to pretend she was sleeping, but really she was like listening in. Always listening. And so my woman friend and this unknown, right? We made friends with each other. We all made friends. And then we went, first of all, I went over to, what's it called? Altspace VR. Now, Altspace is another social app entirely. And I went in there myself because I wanted to become a beta tester, like, not beta tester, but just to test out, see what this app was all about. Now, at the time, it wasn't actually that great. The sort of controls weren't that great and stuff. The characters looked horrible and all that. And then, so basically, we went in there. Well, I went in there a couple of times. And I used to go back into big screen, like, afterwards, a couple of hours afterwards, or an hour or something. And then we used to, like, sort of meet back up into... I used to open up my room, and I used to watch, like, movies in there with my friends and stuff, and we used to have like laughs and all that, and we used to go into, I used to do Omegle live in front of like a room of load of people, and we had some great times in there as well. And it was absolutely amazing. But suddenly, as soon as we went over to Altspace, which we stayed majority of the time, I left big screen for about a year. I'd say probably 6 months to about a year, because I didn't really go in there that much often. Within that whole year, I'd say 2019 to 2020, I was majority time was spent in Altspace VR, which was that social app where you go around talking to people. And now, around about 2020, they had a new update, roughly give or take. I think it was around about 2020 or the end of 2019 going to 2020, where the sort of the avatars looked so realistic. Well, not realistic like human-wise, but more cartoonish character-wise, and they got rid of the robots in there. So I decided to send my friend a friend request in Altspace, this woman friend, and she signed up to an account and all that kind of stuff, and we used to go in there and we used to check out different rooms and stuff and all that, and we used to play like a lot of games with the unknown as well, and we used to play I think it was something called Holograms Against Humanity and all that, and it's like sort of where you do you pick a card, and it could be like a really bad, inappropriate card, and then you match it up with the words and stuff on the screen. It was like a sort of to make the joke funny, or to make it into like a funny joke. So we used to sort of play in there nearly every night. And then one night I came across, so about 12 months going back, actually it was, so basically, yeah, about the end of 2020. So about 12 months into it, I started learning Unity, right? Now, I learned Unity by watching a lot of tutorial videos. And if you guys and girls are not familiar with Unity in itself, Unity is basically a game engine which actually supports Altspace VR, depending on the sort of version. So at the moment I'm using 2020.3.19, which is the latest version, because it's got a new RP rendering system. So a pipe, actually it's a P pipeline, no, rendering pipeline. So yeah, rendering pipeline system on it, which basically gives some of the textures a lot better, and the mechanics are a little bit better with the updates. But they've kind of changed the whole system, so you've had to start all over again with everything that's going on. So you can build worlds basically within the Unity engine, then use the SDK to actually upload to Altspace, and then you can put your own worlds in there, or you could just build it from scratch within inside the sort of app itself. With Altspace, you can get these kits where you can put bits and bobs together, and you can make the worlds like look realistic and big. So anyway, so I built a couple worlds in there with my old account. I can't log into my old account at the moment of Altspace, so I've actually had to make a new one. Now, I made quite a few worlds. I think it was like 10, 12. Did a sort of a Valentine's Day sort of style thing for Valentine's Day last year, in 2020. Yeah, actually, no, actually probably this year. I think it was actually this year. Yeah, I think it was at the start of this year, because that's when all that stuff started kicking off and all that shit. So it was like roughly around about the start of 2021. 2020, 2021, roughly, give or take, around about that time. Anyway, so I used to build worlds. Now, prior to that, when I first built my worlds and stuff in Unity, my friend was looking, the unknown was looking around some of my worlds that I had created from like Unity, and he was asking me, oh well, he goes, can you sort of like can you actually make it? Because he had a shitty computer or something that it's one of his family members had given him or something. So, but he didn't know whether he could actually build anything on it. And then I just kind of sort of helped him out. Started giving us some tips on what to do to download it, how to make it, what to use to build it. He'd not done anything like that before. So what I'd done is I built a foundation for him so he could build something on it. So I shared it with him, but he'd wanted to basically do it himself as well. And I said there's a lot of tutorials out there and all that you can build stuff on it. And it was like, it was kind of interesting to that point, because I wanted to help him and stuff, and I didn't even know what was fucking going on at the time, to be honest, that I was being basically used to build shit for him, basically. And it was around about that time when I just started, I didn't think really, my mum didn't think either, she wasn't too well at the time as well, but because of bloody this thing going around, we spent most of the day staying in most of the times. So I had nothing else to do really, so I got onto my computer and I was building stuff. And I built my foundation so he could start his work on there and all that. And some of the worlds I was doing basically kept coming in and out as well, because I sent him invites so he could check out some of my worlds and stuff that had been building up. And I built this this one world where I was putting, I had an idea, really, actually. I had an idea to do an Easter special, right? An Easter special for Easter, where basically you have to go around and find the Easter eggs, and then it's like an Easter egg hunt. And I've just said to him, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. Not knowing, right, he was coming up with his own idea of similar idea, but he was doing it sort of with hearts and stuff. And then this woman friend of mine said, he's gone and nicked your idea. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, well, you know that Easter egg hunt you were going to do, that idea? He's gone and nicked it with the love hearts and stuff and putting it all over. But he was doing it basically a different way. Now, I'd actually, before then, actually, I actually did the Valentine's Day thing. And, like, I did a thing for a woman friend. Just as a friend and stuff, nothing else, nothing more than that shit. But I did like a sort of a virtual dinner table with the candles and stuff and all that, and like the whole table and all that kind of stuff that I'd came up with. The idea and stuff was actually mine, 100% my idea on the entire lot, and I'd taken a lot of time on that. It took me like 3-4 days to come up with the idea of that. Now, and with like little roses, I put like loads of roses around the area. And then I got my friend to come in, my woman friend and all that. And it was like, she liked it. Next minute, the unknown comes into my world. And because I gave him access to my world at the time and all of that, he was like sort of going around. And I gave him access to the entire one, so he could basically build stuff in my world if he wants to, build his own little patch. Next minute, so I got my little sort of like Valentine's Day table sorted out there with like my 3D virtual, 3D model of food, which I had 3D scanned and put it on the table and stuff just to make it look good. Next minute, he's like basically changing things around and stuff, like trying to change things around the table. I thought that was a bit of a cheek, actually. But I kind of let it slide. And then next minute, I was like getting to, my God, 25 minutes already. So next minute, like, I didn't think much about it, sort of. And like, me and the unknown, we used to like sort of hide in the walls and stuff as well from time to time, because we used to do this what you call hide and seek. So they would have to find us. Me and this woman friend of mine would have to find us with the rest of the other lot of friends that we made. We made quite a few friends there, and it was like we used to hide in the walls. But he got me to he didn't get me to do it, but I found him in the wall, and I saw where he was basically hiding. So I kind of sort of joined in, hid there and all that. And we were teaming up, sort of hiding in the wall together, right? And it was at that point, we sort of like found these like little sort of loopholes in some of the works and the holes in the walls and stuff where you could just hide in the walls and they couldn't find you. And we used to like sort of play hide and seek. Now, me and the unknown, right? We used to sort of play games with my woman friend and stuff and all that. And one day, she ends up sort of like avoiding me and didn't want to speak to me and all that. And I said, "Oh, so what's the matter?" And she goes, "You know." I said, I have no idea. And she goes, "Oh, you and the unknown and stuff, right, are working together." I said, "Fuck no, we're not working together." She said, "What?" She said, "Every time I see you two, you're hiding in walls and stuff, like you're hearing things or something, or like spying on us." And I said, "No, right." I said, "It was him in the first place that got me basically to hide in the wall, because I saw him at the time and all that, and it was like basically I thought I'd join in, right? Not in the sort of like spying shit and all that, because that's not my fucking cup of tea. But we used to play like the sort of game of hide and seek. Not knowing, right? She thought I was basically teaming up with him or working with him in some way. And I said, that's fucking crazy. And my mum sort of, she had a go at her about it at the time. And I didn't even think about that at the time, because I just thought it was just playing a game and shit. But she took it really too heart, too serious. Thought basically I was fucking spying on her. Or spying on her friends and conversations and shit. Which, to be honest, fuck it, it's absolute crazy shit going on. So myself, right, I just avoided him from time to time, and sort of just avoided her and all that. And then this one night went into sort of FaceTime with her, and I said, I don't know why and then she apologised to me and all that. But I said, it's not my fucking cup of tea. Thing is, right, I think it was maybe they were working together, and it kind of makes me wonder if they were working together, to be honest. Like, sort of just to fuck me off, basically. But I don't really give a shit, to be honest. And my mum, at the time, she thought there was something going on between them two entirely. But so, to 39 minutes, 29 minutes already. Okay, so we're getting there slowly. So this year, and in 2020, right, I lost my granddad last year, so that kind of sort of knocked me back a little bit. And my granddad was a great guy and stuff and all that. And then at round about 6 months going back, my friend sort of, the unknown, he was basically in VR and... Oh, no, actually, right. So basically, she said to me, she goes to me, first of all, my woman friend, she goes, oh, she said, I've been talking with the unknown for about a few months now and all that. And she says, I know everything. And I said, everything? About what? And I said, she goes, you know? I said, what? I actually have fucking no idea at all what's going on and all of that. But I think at that time, I think those two were working together and all of that. You know. Now I'm just doing my video at the minute. Yeah. So, well, go on then. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to think I'm fine. Yeah. Alright, so at the time, where am I? I'm lost now actually, because it's just come in and just annoyed me. Right, so she sort of like phoned me up on the phone. I told her, actually no, because first of all didn't want to sort of talk to me and all that kind of stuff going on, because I said, come on, let's talk on the fucking phone, phone me up and all that, and we'll discuss what the fuck's going on. And she didn't want to do it first of all. And I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And she goes, oh, yes, you do. And then she was having an argument with me downstairs and all that. And I come back upstairs with the phone and all that. And my mum was like, what the hell's going on? And I said, well, she's accusing me, saying I'm working with the unknown and stuff at the time and all that. And my mum was like, yeah, you must be joking, love, she goes, and all that. She says he's not even fucking with him and stuff. And that's why basically and when I sort of like called his bullshit off at the start of it, and I said to him, look, I know what's been going on, all right, with everything that was going on. Right, she'd already told me that basically she had been speaking with the unknown in the room, and like on sort of, or phoned him up or whatever and all that. And she said she gave him her Marlboro number to him and all that. Blah, blah, blah shit. And then it was like, I'm thinking, well, so you've been working with him for a few months. So if, and I said, well, if you know everything, then you would know that I'm actually telling the truth. And it's the thing, at the end of the day, guys and girls, right, I don't have anything to fucking hide. And this is why I'm sort of like getting it to the grind on it, because what really pisses me off is like when a person tries to accuse you, saying you've been sort of doing stuff behind their backs and stuff, right? And when I found out afterwards that she'd been basically talking to him for a few months, or for a few weeks, a few months or whatever, right? And then she said, oh, basically, oh, he's been talking shit behind your back. I said, well, and she said she's basically, she did it deliberately. She was saying like she did it deliberately to put off and all that, put me off, to make it look like she wasn't sort of my friend, so she could find out the truth from him. So, and then she was saying to him basically to sort of try and get him to say stuff, saying, oh, I'm a creep and all that stuff. And like he was saying something about it, and then she said basically he was running me down, and I said, well, what did he say about me then? She wouldn't actually say at all what he was talking me about, what he was talking about me about, and all of that. So like, to be honest, I still don't know the truth from this fucking day, to be honest. So when I sort of found out that, because I made him slip up, to be honest. I made him slip up. Because then I got him to come into the room. And I said to him, oh, so you have been talking about me behind my back and all that with my friend, with my woman friend and all that. And he goes, oh, so you have been talking with, because to be honest, I told him days and days that I haven't even seen my woman friend for the last few days, for a couple of weeks, right? And this was like a couple of days beforehand, because I was trying to sort of get information off him and all that. But he wouldn't say anything. That he was either saying shit about being behind my back. So a couple of days later, I went into the room, and she was saying, oh, he's lying and all that. He's lying and all shit like that. So I sort of told him to come to the room. And actually, I did find out that because he was trolling on my YouTube channel at the time and all that. I'd say this is probably 6 months gone back, 5-6 months gone back now. It's been sort of like getting towards that half of the year. And then suddenly he's only just come out of the woodworks and all that. A bit strange, but anyway, we're just getting to the point. Almost getting to the end. And then, sort of, because I lost my granddad last year, and then because I've lost my mum in September, I said to my woman friend and stuff, I said, even though I've lost my mum and all that, right? And I said, I know you've got like issues and problems yourself and all that with your friend. I said, I'll be there for you basically anytime and stuff. I said, and she goes, oh, I don't want to bother you and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to bother you. And I said, no, I said, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I said, I'm just, because to be honest, like at the end of the day, myself, there's no point me grieving and stuff. And I know it's my mum, but obviously I need to sort of go forward, and I need to not keep looking back and all that. And I need basically just sort of like, just me just doing my own thing. So by me saying I'll be there for her anytime, morning, night, day and stuff, didn't seem to fathom her at all, actually. Like, and then she was saying thank you and all this kind of stuff and all that. And she said, oh, I might need you and stuff and all that. But it was all kind of bullshit, to be honest. All bullshit from the start. But so when I called out and like sort of called out on the unknown's bullshit, and actually said about it, and said, oh, I hadn't spoken to my woman friend for weeks and stuff. I said we'd fallen out, which at the time we didn't fall out. We'd fallen out like a couple of weeks beforehand, but not to this stage, a bit further, because we kind of made up and all that. And I kind of just let it slide and all that shit. So when I said to her about it, and I called his bullshit out, his bullshittery, I call it bullshittery. He was like, he was kind of took back by it, and he goes to me, he goes, oh, he said, you're lucky, he says, I'm not standing there right next to you and all that. And I said, what are you going to fucking do about it? He was, he said, only if I knew where you lived and all that. I said, well, everyone fucking knows where I live. Thing is, right, I think he's in one of those, like, homes, like, one of these, like, I'd say probably, because he used to say he used to live with his mum and all that. And my mum always thought, basically, he was maybe in one of these, like, retirement homes, or places where, when he's, like, I don't know, it was, like, one of these retired homes, living with his mum or something. But it got to the point where I had to basically cut my ties with him. And then a few weeks later, right, I deleted him weeks beforehand. Anyways, at the time, I deleted him off my friends list, deleted him off my Facebook, deleted him off everything else. And then basically I said, right, that's it. He's gone from my friends list. My woman friend, she'd said she deleted him as well. And then a few weeks later, she says, well, I don't know what we're going to do now. We'll have to probably make new friends or something. Make new friends and all that. And then it was almost like she was blaming me in a way that basically the reason why we got rid of him, because oh, he was such a good guy and stuff. He had a great heart and all that. And I was thinking, well, considering he was been fucking trolling me on my YouTube channel, it's no wonder. So I kind of felt, I kind of stepped back a little bit. I thought, fucking hell. And in a way, she wanted me to sort of get rid of him. So I deleted him off my friends list anyway in the first place. And then suddenly, like, almost like she wanted him back or something. But, and she was basically, it sounded like she was basically sort of almost going back on her words. That basically, whether it was him or not trolling me on my YouTube channel. She said, oh, are we sure sure it's him or not? I said, well, it is him. It is him from the start. And it was like, it's almost, because then he was into motorbikes, or he is into motorbikes. We know he had motorbikes and stuff and all that. And we knew he had a motorbike stolen. Now, on the YouTube channel, until he took the video down, and also a little bit of the post that he'd put on to his bio section, he'd said he had got his motorbike stolen, or someone nicked his bike or something, like motorcycle. And it was the same sort of make as well. It was the same make as well of motorbike. He had a picture of his motorbike up on the wall in his Altspace room. And then on the next bit, we had another picture on his YouTube channel videos of the motorbikes, and they looked almost identical. No shitting you. So I kind of pieced them two together. And also I kind of figured out the name as well. And my woman friend as well, she kind of put his gamer tag name and also his YouTube channel name, put them together, and she said that's basically kind of fitted this scenario, the situation, of reason why he was hiding behind walls, being all mysterious and all this kind of stuff, and being unknown, like, because if you're hidden in the darkness is unknown and all this kind of stuff. So she came up with all this like scenario stuff, and so I just sort of like just carried on. I deleted him off my friends list, and then suddenly 3, 4, 5 days later, a few days going back, he ends up sending me another sort of message on my actually 2 messages on my YouTube channel, about 4 days going back. So now either it's him or it's my woman friend who's behind it, and maybe she's been teaming up with him as well. I mean, like, this is the reason what I think maybe they've been working together all this along. And this has been a long fucking video, but it's been worth it. This is going to be my last video that I'll be doing entirely on this entire section. But But when I said to my friend at the time, just after my mum passed away, I said, let me get the funeral out of the way. I said, don't hesitate in calling me any time of the day, night, morning. I said, I'll be there for you anytime. I said, my phone's always on, and if you need to call me at any time of the day, I said, my phone will always be on for her. And this is the kind of guy I am. I don't sort of sugarcoat anything. I don't sort of put anything like different in the fucking video. I'm telling you as it is, how I felt. Kind of felt betrayed, but you kind of sort of deal with the situation. And God, I'm almost up to like 50 minutes already. But yeah, you kind of sort of deal with the situation. And as time goes by, hopefully it gets better. Hopefully, I mean, right, so I had my granddad pass away. She passed away last year. And then back in September, my mum passed away. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, my woman friend, she lost her friend, which I consider as a friend as well. And he was a great guy as well. We used to always have laughs and stuff, and we used to sort of get him in, coming in and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'll give you some in a minute. You'll bloody wait a minute. But anyway, so yeah, he was a great guy as well. And there was nights where we used to come in from time to time, and like his like whole sort of life was absolutely, he was a great guy. Never like a bad thing about him, always good. But he'd passed away about 2 weeks after my mum, with the I think with the same, I think it was like with the same sort of thing going on, with sepsis and all that. And do you know what it goes to show, like in life, like we try and keep our cards as close to the chest as possible, and we try so hard to make amends, or we try and put things together in life, but sometimes it doesn't work out for all of us. And at the moment, I'm still trying to sort of get through this shit. I'm not doing any grieving. I don't fucking believe in that shit myself. I'm just dealing with it. That's all we can do. When we've lost someone close to us, the only thing we can do is basically live on for our loved ones. Now, for as you know, with my woman friend and all that, she could be sort of grieving and all that because of a friend, and it's different for everybody. So it's sort of, I mean, it might take time, but I'm always here. I'll always be there for my friends and family, regardless. But when you've got other people who try to take advantage of you and of the situation, you kind of have to take a step back, and you have to almost observe you and look around you and see who's there and who's not there. And hopefully we can all sort of sort this shit out at some point, but I feel like there is no hope at the moment at all. Now, with the unknown guy, I don't want to sort of talk to him no more. Don't want anything to do with him and shit, like talking shit behind my back, because it's like an oath at the end of the day. You swear an oath, you betray someone, right? If you're like in a mafia, right? If you're in a mafia, right? You have a code of honor. You respect those people. Now, I'm not in a mafia or anything, but metaphorically speaking, as you say, right? So you swear upon an oath to keep your gob shut and do your toad and respect your people, your friends, and your family. And that's what I've always done. That's what I've always done. I've always respected my friends and family to the point. But when someone disrespects you, then you have no alternative but only to sort of take care of business. So this is like the entire story so up to this point, and it's not sugar coated anyway. This is my sort of side of the story, or my entire thing of what's been going on. But this is going to be my last video on it. But anyway, guys and girls, if whatever side you're on or whatever side you're not on is entirely up to you guys and girls. I'm just putting it out there of the shit that I've been putting up with the entire year, and just up for you guys and girls to make up your decision on it. But hopefully you guys and girls stay safe, have a good Christmas, and I will see you on probably next week or something. I'm not too sure if I'll be making any more videos in the next few days or not. I might do some more vlogs. But this is my last video on this one, just to clear it all fucking up. But anyway, stay safe and see you soon, guys and girls. Love you all. Hopefully you guys and girls have a good Christmas, and see you soon.